Always hard to judge. In the meantime, good information Liquid has gained, and Yumpy's already ready to flank around. Angel is patiently waiting, but they have already conquered the side. In the meantime, Team is Sick might be concussed, but Yumpy's there with 2. Obviously, the lurk's paying off for the Finn. Nice cold. He remains, and 2 more players to come at him as he realizes Angel's just on the edge of the smoke. Another frag he finds. No issues with that one. And poor Zippin, savior of the day, savior of the pistol. Starts off good. Second is not granted, though, of the quad from Yumpy.
Really is one shot, one kill, and even a crouching opponent in shadow. He can't do anything. He's going to take the top of your head clean off, and I guess that was the main concern for Team Liquid. How are they going to look? They've not really warmed up today.
Nope.
Well, Scream certainly has.
I mean, you gotta say, basically a headshot machine with the headshot machine. Perfect stuff. Liquid starting off decently.
And I'm really worried about Angel here as he's about to get peeked on. A nice little pop flash and a good trade out from Shao, but Scream is there to follow up too.
I just want to say it's about time that this thing gets destroyed. And FPX, they got at least some control of the site, but in the meantime, it's shots coming through, but they both change and exchange that through the cage. And well, in the meantime, I'm taking it back. It's obviously Scream who's turned this one around massively. A quad coming in. Is he sticking to the Guardian? No, unfortunately.
It's very like Team Liquid to be able to know which guns in season. They were very much hot on it with the Judge. Now, Link trying to respond with utility. Scream looking for this duel against Dimasic. Just has the perfect timing. There's very little you can do there as the Cypher. The rest of FPX with these guns making their way in onto side, but every duel, one by one, is being lost. Soulcast tries to take a peek off of the flash and does so. Knows that Shadow's playing in close. And this is clean from Team Liquid. They're prepped for this game. Shao's the last alive, and he's near enough surrounded. At least he makes it a bit more costly.
Yeah, the thing is, if they just descend Chaos over on the side, it might be Yumpy who can capitalize on it. And talking about it, all his blades, all his daggers already went past. It doesn't change the matter of fact that Shadow blinds them all, but Shao is there to save the day. Still, a 2 versus 2 that is winnable for Link and Cryptix, but most definitely not easy. Angel's just waiting for the diffuser to come in, and here comes the flash, but the ult of Shao could save it, and it most definitely does. They pay attention to Sova, and therefore Angel can prevail. The first sign of life on Richter scale to the max as they're trying to push over from Garage, immediately entering the seaside, and poor Yampi cannot stand a chance. But Cryptix is still lurking around the position. Yep, those cages are somewhat helpful, but definitely not securing his survival. This is the seaside taken with ease by FPX.
I think he shaved it all off in Reykjavik.
Why?
He went. It worked after the frankly embarrassing loss to version 1, which Team Liquid should definitely been winning. He came back. He clutched out, and honestly, the Link stonks have gone right. Soulcast breaking the tripwire means that Dimasic can't play his little games. And Scream trying to close in the distance on the site. Nice use of the cyber cage to make his way through. Him and Cryptix have been playing off each other so well. It keeps on going for Scream. And Soulcast there to finally chase up. The 5th round for them. Just as FPX was starting to pull a few rounds together, build a little bit of momentum, it dissipates at the hands of Team Liquid yet again.
That's absolutely wild. And, well, it's still not giving him too much. Well, he was a little too eager there, Angel. No way this is working. The rolling thunder's coming in, and the earth is shaking. Zippin's taken out as well, and Link's on it. He might just store it. Definitely goes for it. He's taking a bit of time. Half it is, but the wallbang's too easy for Shao. It was costly once more for FPX. But Cryptix and his boys are trying to retake the territory that they have lost. And the gravitas of such a round where FPX is once more coming back again and again is so goddamn important. Seems like they've already setched out all the charts. Scream's going in fast. Finds the first. Nope, it's not happening. Angel is taking him out with ease. And it seems like they're backing off here.
Yeah, 3 player saves, it's an interesting one, but it just means that there's no point wasting it in chances like that. Like 10 seconds left on the defuse now. Makes sense for Team Liquid to not.
It's a surprise from Scream that is needed. He would have the dash and also could do an updraft. Second flash is in, finds the first with ease, knows about the second, and beheads Dimasic as well. Excellent coordination by both parties.
And this is why I think the new version of Sky is so good. Liquid playing it patiently. I don't think FPX were expecting Soulcast.
A very unhappy scenario as he's carrying such viable utility, but Scream, we know that he can do Scream things. We know that he's individually capable of retaking the site pretty much on his own in such scenarios. As Yumpy's getting closer, the cages are certainly getting away, but there are too many enemies around him, too many enemies in his crosshair, and at the end of the day, not even a Scream can save it. If I remember correctly, with picking up Asteroid and such, at the same time, they're failing to really then progress at the point where we're at right now.
Instant Jules coming in, and the stinger of Soulcast. Suddenly, this looks like a round that really FPX should have been taking. But not quite working out. Show's the last alive, has everything thrown at him.
Well, and as now the little Trailblazers coming in. It's not looking too good, but does Sippa know that they're actually that far away? No, it's looking once more dangerous here from the side of Liquid. Because though, as you see, Yumpy's taking out him. More control towards the side of C might be taken as Shadow right-clicks. The control stays in the hands of FPX, but for how long? 10 seconds to get the spike down. Demasik goes on, but Shao is having the lineup for them all. The triple back in the corner. Nobody paid attention. This is what you get.
Demasik spraying in from distance. He finds Soulcast at least. Making sure that these Team Liquid players are going to be punished a little bit more. I think they kind of did what they wanted to. They wanted to pick up the orb and farm up these ultimates as soon as they can.
Left.
He gets silenced, and now it's all up to Scream with the Sheriff.
I mean, of course, it would be a Scream kind of play. But let's say the chances are fairly low. Shao's even going for the body shots and the burst. And we're back.
Better to stay put. Don't get too paranoid. He also has a Shrouded Step, which, to be honest, it's a little bit more expensive than it used to be. Probably worth holding on to. And it should mean the Team Liquid, FPX even, will be able to at least buy up again in this next round. But that's a horrible one to lose. That is a glaring opportunity. Overzealous. He's 19 HP. Gonna peek out. The boom bot is gonna scare him. And now with no Shrouded Steps, he's out in the open. And does eventually fall.
Yeah, and not only him, it is Scream joining that. As they shame the same coffin, Soulcast has been sneaking around, but doesn't hit his shots. It's so unfortunate for him, as it seemed like the flank might pay off, and here it comes. Link got a few players coming towards him. He seems like he's trying to make work off of that, but it was actually Shadow. My bad. Doesn't change the matter of fact that Link is still falling. Well, the back and forth. Welcome back to the show.
Maybe a bit of instilled confidence could come back for FPX. This isn't their map pick, it's Liquid's. But FPX picked to play Ascent after this, which I think is a real big balls move, considering Team Liquid had such a winning streak on that map. And even now, FPX is adding more fuel to the fire for this win. And Shao's lined up too with a Hunter's Fury. The last one doesn't actually kill Link.
It seems like there's a warrant out on this man. And Cryptix is actually using his ult on this. One more frag, by the way, then Link is going to be ready to use the Rolling Thunder. Cryptix is also joining that, but, well, this double is not going to let you go that easily. 45 points of health, done and dusted. Well, Shao is coming in with a flank, and the A side has basically
Player standing.
been secured the entire time. Nobody's coming in with a flank. This leads Yampy to be all on his own. And I mean, you gotta say, right? A Jet and a Judge, that's a different sort of story this time around. At least one frag he gets, but hold on a second. This guy's still alive, finally. But he's backing off for the moment as Soulcast is trying to come with a push, but absolutely is being denied. Scream, 7 bullets in the max. Not going to be easy to find a multi-kill, but obviously we know what kind of capacities this man has. Together with Cryptix, they make it work with ease. Has the pincer in them. Take a look at Yampiev. That's a flank by the book, and this brings them number 9. That casual stroll might be interrupted by a white peak of Shao. They're pretty much lining up. And the late peak coming in slow and steady. That's absolute success. And Angel? His mouse disconnected or something for sure.
But it's okay. The rest of his team has this on lockdown. It's just going to be Soulcast, so
descends over on A, and that entire chaos. Scream still getting Xiao, but Shadow's gonna swing, finds the first, and this is obviously the Belgian being absolutely obliterated. The flashes work by the book, but Shadow is still in it. Talking about it, one more remains. Stout is Link. Could, technically speaking, do something with his ult, but he says, bye-bye A-side. I'm not looking for it, but Dimasic is having it. Whew.
Zipan has found himself in a real tough position. He's separated from these Team Liquid players, and the Rolling Thunder is about to get onto Angel. Zipan fully hit, is using that util, and he's still able to find those kills.
It's absolutely absurd. The man can be stunned and is still ice cold. The frags are coming in, and Angel is closing a chapter. It's
Now this B hit looking to come through. There's no real time for A overall. There's 3 players, the gauntlet here for Team Liquid. They just absolutely minced them down. And a great read for Team Liquid to know the B hit was coming through still. I mean, Link is pretty low health. 1 versus 4 where the things have happened. And so far Team Liquid have been able to make sure that this...
It's just not possible. And I think again and again we saw individuals reinvent themselves. But talking about reinventing yourself, it seems like Cryptix is doing the same. An aggressive stance he picks with Cypher.
His teammate a little bit, play a bit slow. Now if Team Liquid do the maths, they'll know that there's going to be 2 players over in B main, and they clear both of them together. It completely isolates Shadow. None of those players were able to do too much to break onto it. But this is nice from Shadow up until Soulcast throws out the bait guiding light. And a great retake, and one where I think FPX made the mistake of showing a hand a little too much.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on that one. And
replicate that kind of thing as well. Like looking at Xiao's face, he's trying to work out exactly what's going on, but Dimasic again finds an opening. The running back is going to be used. He can't see anything, but he's trying to find where these players are. They know Yampi's on the B site. Now Cryptix has given up his position, and they try and peek onto Yampi. It goes relatively well, but Cryptix is still going to be a thorn in FPX's side. Angel picks up the operator. He does well, and so far this weird buy from FPX with whatever they could get their money on has gone really well, and it's up for Soulcast to clutch.
yeah, the door is creaking open slowly, and this is the open door for round number 1.
Well, FPX tend to always go for it a little bit, and it seems that that's still the attempt here. Team Liquid do like to eco.
10 seconds
Situations like this, the Rolling Thunder is there to stall. This is an awkward one. It's really run into your demise, and at this point it's saving you. Nowhere near the spike. And Team Liquid absolutely shut the door in your face. It's just left to Xiao.
The flashes might be not as useful as expected, and poor Yumpy just has the Marshall, but Cryptix at least is there to support, which is not strong enough in the end. Yumpy will try, rips the first head off of Dimasic, and he might just continue. That would have been the flick of his life. It is not happening. Maybe has just bought enough time in that one. And as Shadow puts the spike on the ground, they still remain in a 4v2, and Scream
looking in the same direction, doesn't even peek it, but yep, there it is.
Last player standing.
Falls to his side, but Link does go down. They know where Scream is roughly, but he's just going to be able to scarper and get out.
of seeing breach his head, but that didn't happen. Still, there was a man advantage that now has been neutralized. Cryptix doesn't see a thing, and it seems like they easily capitalize on it. But as I say that, back to a 2v2 with a flashbang coming in. Link thinks he can do that one jump in. Why not? Worth a try. But Yampi should not have this. There's no universe where you think that he can win such a 1v1. Shadow swinging. Is Shadow winning? He is. The third one secured. A costly one indeed, though.
Fixes some of the tendencies and errors that they're making. It's a good reset. It's almost like a posture check, you know? Just being able to go, remember to do this, and Angel and the rest of the team is like, all right, yeah, got it, sure.
Well, I think that's a very good one. Dear viewers, did you drink enough today? Did you take your vitamins? Check your posture. Maybe do a little bit of stretches here and there if you have been watching the last few hours. Anything I'm missing?
Cryptix may be quaking in his boots a little bit. He's on his own for now, and while Soulcast is trying to smoke off, Yampi comes in behind. The preemptive strike is there, and the FPX team have been silenced. Now Shadow, now Xiao, the last two alive, split up with the spike on site, and this Cryptix player, he hasn't shown himself up just yet.
Shadow is being shot in the back as he feels the needles.
And Team Liquid happy to give it up, happy to hold on to the gun. We're getting towards the end of this first half. At least now Scream could maybe make this more expensive. He does so by a couple, but it's a 5th round for FPX. And going into the last round, 6-5 is going to be the score. And Team Liquid going into this next round, which is the last round of the half, going to hold on to these 2 Vandals. Their money, they've been holding on, but they haven't really been forced to eco. This is just going from good to great for FPX.
Player standing.
Yeah, and I mean, working with that 7-5 would be something they would most definitely look forward to. I mean, Ascent is attack and defense very balanced for Team Liquid, surely including...
30 seconds left.
Now, if Yampi can isolate these fights, it would be good. Zipan is in 2 minds of where he's going to play from, but gets the peek in, also gets a resurrect onto Xiao. A good choice. The recon that is maybe going to be available, but Dimasic is playing on the side, playing close, wants to take these duels, but just sees the cap of Cryptics, wanting to close the door, manages to get it. The spike should go down. Dimasic's blaze wall in just to give them a bit of space, but now Xiao, recently deceased, is going to die once again this round, and Soulcast does well to bring it back.
This is one of those sad endings for an FPX round, really, because it... Don't want to have a defeatist opinion on it, but it looks so rather sinister. And as I say that, Soulcast still finds one. Xiao could be in a bit of trouble. Soulcast with such a swing. And Shadow's just on a total different position. Again, we have started with something like 130 points of health on 3 players.
They're just holding on. The utility is going to slowly come back onto cooldown. The fault line, there's still a flash for breach. The guiding light's the one that's played off. And Team Liquid take the 2nd pistol. Angels dicey with death a little bit. The Trailblazers have an impact. And there it is, the fault line following on straight away. It almost confirms the kill directly for Scream. Ouch. And the FPX are trying to clear up some of the angles, find information, find a player that's maybe not expecting a duel. Like Zipan there is trying to do the same sort of thing. And Dimasic's made it very interesting as he's got 2 lined up.
He wants that, but he doesn't get it. Oh, that was so close, and it looked dangerous as hell right there. A little worried to see them not paying attention to something like that.
Spike planted.
And that leads us obviously to opportunity once more for Team Liquid to just absolutely establish early. With such a lurk, I thought Yampi could have had that with ease, but... Well, not that much with ease, obviously. It seems like they sense what is about to happen over on the side of B. As it only remains down to Soulcast. Good luck, have fun, mates. And the best guy in the world, or, well, Prodigy to be. Can't hold it all on his own. Defense weakened, 7th round secured. FPX, after what looked a little surprising with Xiao dying, absolutely in the driver's seat with this.
The Angel's going to feel the full brunt, but the rotate is coming in a bit slowly from FPX. And look at the look from Cryptics as well. Lots of ground to cover for FPX as this exit comes in.
Oh yeah, and that seems to be... Scream, hold on, he's still waiting on that. He's still in Generator, but he's whiffing massively. Oh goodness, the Bladestorm looked proper, but nope, it's not happening. Scream fails, and that in the end of the day causes Team Liquid to crumble. And you saw it right there. It was Scream trying to play off the Generator, like, no, I was never here, but that's some sort of domination. It's time for Liquid to shake off the cobwebs of their weapons, because right now,
1 enemy remaining.
It's looking not like the Team Liquid knew we know on the attacker side. Usually, well, it's pretty much only that Xiao at this point, and Dazzie's trying to spray it down, gets blinded at the wrong point in time. This is a bit of a disastrous round in the end for FPX, as it looked so brilliant. Got the entry first of all, but now they're losing the duels they were looking for. At least Shadow's on it. Still has the Rolling Thunder. If he wants to come up with the explosion, with their Earthquake on the ground, they know where Cryptics is. Another one just jumping in your face. And that's the Brit falling into the mud. Well, Team Liquid backs against the wall. And I'm not quite sure if the social media manager of Team Liquid is sure what to tweet at this point in time.
My good faith. Xiao's going to keep an eye on it with the Eldron, gets all of the information, sees all 5 players, and Scream wants to use this opportunity to see what he can see as well. Taking those fights, he's going to actually move his way around to market, and Dimasic shuts it down. The res is going to bring the numbers back in favor, at least for the most part, for FPX. They're going to have this extra stuff, and all of the ultimates used. There is the Rolling Thunder coming in from Link, and it's a heated battle with everything being thrown out. Now, Cryptic's holding on with this Sheriff in this corner. It's suddenly dwindled down in numbers. Link's still trying to hold down B main positioning, but it's a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, and one guy's going in for the defuse. They know that Link's just around there. And I mean, it's not going to stop him. It's not like he's going to stop the defuse at that point in time. Number 11 is going to come in. And FPX seem to be taking that one home.
Oh, he was going for the cute play, the one that Yampy tried a little bit earlier, but Team Liquid aren't even going to try and bother with that. That is a nice aftershock. It puts Angel into a really terrible position. And Dimisic trying to peek gets caught out from Cryptics after getting 1. Now suddenly it's got interesting. 15 seconds on the clock. The spike over in A main can be picked up. But Shadow holding it down with the Odin. Shadow there to trade. Match point for FPX. Shell's going to get some information, and Scream takes his chance to peek. He gets 1. He's going to try and go for more onto Angel, but can't really manage it. At the same time, Dimisic's trying to find these tempos, and map moves from Team Liquid, poking into mid. He's kind of stuck, and he's still pushing. He's still going, and he's actually found an opening for Angel.
Soulcats with still a guiding light in his hand, and it's just the moment that seems to be so crucial for them. As I say that, the moment that, well, both of them die, is just coming in. Which then in comparison feels a little different to what we experienced, right? Liquid during stage 2, this was basically their living room right here. And specifically on the attacking side, I very much remember that they were always, or in most cases, capable of setting the pace. You know, they gave the direction, and once more, the direction is clear. Going towards the side of B is definitely what they're trying to do. Scream has now been spotted. Dimisic is using his ult. Can't find too much with it, but maybe that's a bit of information gained as Scream is falling with the flank from Xiao. It might be already done at this point in time as they find one frag after another. Poor Yumpy being absolutely demolished in this.